गुड आफ्टरनून फ्रेंड्स। आज हम फिर से आपके पास आए हैं एक टॉपिक को लेकर। बर्निंग टॉपिक है जो कि है NCERTs को लेकर, जहाँ पर जो NCERTs पब्लिशर्स है या फिर जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट है, उन्होंने एक टॉपिक को उसमें NCERTs में पब्लिश किया। ये और टॉपिक जुडिशरी के ऊपर था एंड टॉपिक का नेम था करप्शन इन जुडिशरी। यहाँ पर आजकल बहुत ज़्यादा उस पर कंट्रोवर्सी हो रही है। लाइक बहुत से लोग बोल रहे हैं कि इट्स फैक्ट्स कि जुडिशरी में करप्शन है, और बहुत से लोग बोल रहे हैं कि इंक्लूडिंग जुडिशरी चीफ CJI चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया, including Bar Association of Supreme Court, they have conducted meetings and they have come to a conclusion that they will order for removal of that chapter or topic from the NCERTs. आज हमारा दोनों साइड से हम बात करने की कोशिश करेंगे। आज हमारे सर एडवोकेट इंद्र सिंह नरवल सर है और उनके भी हम व्यूज़ लेंगे इस पर। एक व्यू तो ये है कि जुडिशरी की तरफ से ये व्यू है कि, या फिर उनका एक साइड ये है कि करप्शन इन जुडिशरी, अगर ये टॉपिक को NCERT में इंक्लूड किया गया तो जो बिलीव है लोगों का, कॉमन लोगों का जुडिशरी पे, वो बहुत हद तक जो है सोना उसको बैकस्टेप होगा या फिर बहुत हद तक उसको डैमेज होगा। बिकॉज जुडिशरी एक ऐसी संस्था है या जुडिशल एक ऐसी सिस्टम है जहाँ पर लास्ट होप रहती है लोगों की। आफ्टर रिजेक्शन फ्रॉम द लेजिस्लेटिव एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव, लोग थके हार के अफेक्टेड राइट्स इन जिनका वायलेट हुआ है, वो लोग आते हैं जुडिशरी को और जुडिशरी को एक लास्ट होप देखते हैं। बट ऐसे चैप्टर्स इंक्लूड करने से, बच्चों को पढ़ाने से एक गलत मैसेज जाता है कि जुडिशरी में भी करप्शन है, तो लोग एक तरीके से निराश हो जाएंगे और जुडिशरी से भी होप खो देंगे। तो देन क्योस हो जाएगा एक कंट्री में कि भाई जुडिशरी भी ऐसी, सब कोई सिस्टम यहाँ पर ठीक नहीं है, सब सिस्टम स्पॉइल्ड है। तो वही आज हम जानेंगे कि एक साइड तो जुडिशरी का ये पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है और दूसरा साइड जो लोग कह रहे हैं कि नहीं, इट्स फैक्ट्स। एंड फैक्ट्स को जितना आप बताओगे लोगों को, जितना आप बोलोगे कि ये गलत है, ये गलत है, ये गलत है, देन ओनली इट विल वो सुधरेगा फैक्ट और वो सही रास्ते पर जाएगा। सर, आपके व्यूज़ इस पर क्या?
Okay, thank you, Mustafa. First of all, I agree with Mustafa as well as the Chief Justice of India in having the concern about the topic on judiciary for the 8th class NCERT books, and particularly with the title Judiciary, Corruption in Judiciary. I totally agree. For two reasons I'll agree. See, one thing, if some person who is of evil doer or evil nature, if somebody calls him directly, nobody likes him. That is a fact. कोई गलत काम करने का जो भी बंदा को आप गलत किया बोल के, या आप गलत आदमी बोल के बोले तो nobody accepts that. यहाँ here the issue is not the गलत आदमी, but it's a गलत तरीके या गलत practices. So the title is uncalled for in the textbooks, but I have gone through the entire text. There is nothing really objectionable and which is not based on the facts in that context. The title is alarming and it immediately, जैसे फिल्म का जो भी टाइटल होता है ना, that will be attractive, and based on the titles people see or don't see also. So the title of the book in the 8th class is unwarranted. That does not really mean that you have to ban the books. Okay, you have to remodify and you can change it. But already the books are in the publication and they are with the public, so outright ban and replacement was ordered. Yeah, it is one way, it's a good thing. But now coming back to the other facts. So are we not sure each judge, each advocate and each client, if they speak to themselves what is the reality, we will understand. So in this connection there are several, in fact I myself is writing a book on this starting from the various centuries, how the judiciary system is there. Very soon it will be going to be published. But here some of the facts one we should understand is that the title is not correct. At the same time, is there any issue in the judiciary itself? That we should understand. The judiciary starts with a complaint, a litigation between the two persons or two groups or two companies, whatever. And it starts with the filing of the case. The things will start irritating for the clients and so-called the corruption starting from the stage 1 at the time of a filing, time of the listing, and then automatically how the advocate fees charges are there, non-transparent way, and ultimately how the judges are there. And the judges, I do not want to blame the judges. Judges are supposed to give the based on whatever because ours is an adversarial system, not an inquisitorial system. So judges will not get into the details. Only based on the adversarial system, that is based on the client's information. Advocates counsel, they will take a decision on the judgment. And if there is any error or any missing, then they will have the appealing up to the Supreme Court level and even including the review petitions in the Supreme Court. Okay. Now, two issues I wanted to discuss. The similar thing, judiciary in the 10th class also there, even now 8th class is also there. What extent the children should know about the judiciary system is one big issue. The moment you put some titles like this, so obviously it will have an impact that children think at that age that the judiciary may corruption high. But instead of that, things can be put in a different way. But totally whitewash the entire system. That is what my opinion. See, why we are taking the youngsters for the bureaucracies at the age of 21? Because they are not totally corrupted with the society. That is exactly the indication. Earlier it was 18 years is the minimum during the British time and up to 21 or 23. Now it is increased to 21 up to the 26 for some time and now it is up to 32. And there is no bar or higher for the various reservation system, whatever the social issues are there. Similarly, children also should know about the entire judiciary system. In the beginning, 8th class is not too premature. These days, with the knowledge of the children, the 5 years, 6 years, 7 years old kids, they know what is the world. In fact, in one of the speeches, Sadhguru, normally we call it Jaggi Vasudeva Sadhguru, says that children, by the time they reached about 10 to 12 years, they started getting depression because they know entire world by the time what is going on. And after that, they do not know what to do. That's why they get into the depressions and sometimes suicide, commitment, all those things will be there. But here, the children at the age of almost like a 13 to 14 years, 8th grade means age in the 13 to 14 years. They are more than 12. Even on the judiciary also, 12 years and above, the boy's witness is valid based on certain conditions. So, people of the 8th grade should be taught about the judiciary system. But you cannot give the totally whitewashed judiciary system because when they come to 12th grade or 10th grade and they come to know that whatever these things are going on, and particularly when they do the LLBs after the 5 years course, then they feel that what they have studied in 8th, because they certainly remember what they studied about 4 years back. 4 years back, the system was beautiful, and now within 4 years, the system, they are seeing virtually things are different. So here the issue is the title is the only issue in my opinion. Change the title and inconsistency in the judiciary or delays in the judiciary or how the judiciary system running in the country or whatever the title they have to say. But because like an evil word, if some person who is of a criminal, if he directly says even the accused, you cannot say is a criminal till his case is proved in the judiciary. So, the corruption in the judiciary, how many cases against the corruption are there? How many cases ought to be there? See, in a bureaucracy, yes, there is a corruption. In revenue, there is a corruption because there are several cases are proved. Even in case of judges also, certain corruption cases are proved. In advocates, certain corruption cases are proved. But what is the extent? How it is impacting? So, the title, I do not agree with the title. At the same time, I do not agree with the opinion that the entire books have to be removed it from the circulation or by simply whitewashing a chapter on the judiciary is also not correct. People and children at the age of grade 8, that is around 12 place, they should know what exactly the system. and slowly, it is not a slow poisoning. Slowly they have to understand how the system is there. So when they grow up to the 12th grade and when they go up the young bachelor lawyers, they will know, they will understand before they go into the field. So they are mentally prepared what are the do's and what are the don'ts. That is how the system should be there. So my opinion here, I am against the title. At the same time, I am not against the content, because I have gone through the content which is not neither dangerous nor abnormal nor against any existing system outright. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to give my opinion.
Yes, sir. Sir, here again question arises here is that okay, what is judiciary? Judiciary is consisting of bar and bench. Bar is a private entity, यानी कि advocates एक private entity है. You cannot consider वो लोग अगर कुछ गलत practices करके they have took some money from the clients or something, तो माल practice या फिर उसको अलग category में करते हैं, but corruption you cannot directly call. Second thing, जजेस को भी आप जो है सुना डायरेक्टली ऑल जजेस आर करप्ट बोल के ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते. या सर्टेनली वेरी मच इन लोअर जुडिशरी सर्टेनली यू कैन से, बट हायर जुडिशरी लाइक सेशन कोर्ट और हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट और इट्स निल. You cannot.
Okay, I agree with you. So when I use the word judiciary system, that does not mean only the judges.
Yes.
It is a system, like I give an example, a litigant comes to the court for filing the case. Filing the case, staff, attendants, staff, section officers are registered. See, the system you have to see, you have to revamp. One of the main thing is there is a transparency system has to be developed. Now we have the total technology is there. The case. So why one case is listed the earlier and why one case is not listed? Is it purely due to the priority of the interest of the clients, interest of the person who is suffering, or is it the priority of some other interest? That transparency is, I feel, is to some extent missing. And I am certainly agree with you that I am not accusing the judges or anybody. Here the systematic issues are there. Whether you use the word corruption or you use the lack of transparency, whatever the term you use, that is fine. I have no issue. But here the transparency should be there. And whatever the 8th class NCERT book, it is said, it is not outrightly criticizing the judiciary system with the corruption. They have given lot of the issues, why the cases are pending for so long. These are all the things a kid of 8th grade should certainly know. See, I am not totally point blank, I am criticizing the entire judiciary system. Our Indian judiciary system far more better than many countries, even if we compare to the US and British also. That way we should be proud of our judiciary system. That really does not mean that we are the best in the world. So whatever the issues we have it, उसको सुधारने का है. So that is what we have to feel. So transparency is the one thing, and we have to understand so that very easily it can be, at least step by step we have to improve upon the system. Not simply banning the books. Title, yes, once again I say the title is uncalled for, but that does not mean the total topic is not correct. Total content is not correct बोल नहीं सकते. Yeah.
Yes. तो यहाँ पर जुडिशियल सिस्टम में जो कि जुडिशियल कोर्ट्स में जो स्टाफ रहता है, दे आर मोर काइंड ऑफ ए करप्ट. यू कैन नॉट डायरेक्टली से जुडिशरी इज अ करप्ट. टाइटल इज वेरी रॉन्ग. In corruption in judicial system.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I
sir.
agree with you.
No, exactly. I clearly said I am not accepting the title. In the very beginning itself I said that
yes,
it is uncalled for title.
You also against that.
But here, with respect to your point that staff is corrected, not others, means how a system can be there. Staff, why a staff is corrected?
That's what.
The human mentality is corrupted when it is come for the opportunities. That may be a political corruption, that may be opportunity corruption, that may be financial corruption, that may be influential corruption, that may be image corruption. Humans are meant to have the emotional issues. So one of the things is emotional will certainly give some kind of a corruption. But the system, if transparency is there, then it will be reduced.
Yes.
The staff also, whatever you are talking about, staff and office, they are a part of the judiciary system. And advocates also part of a judiciary system. You use the word private. advocates are not private. They are the part of the entire judiciary system. They have the constitutional authorities, they have the constitutional rights and responsibilities also. As an advocate, you should also have a transparency in your dealings with the clients. That is exactly I want.
Yes, and the thing is, ये जो as you are saying that के court staff is also part of judiciary. Okay, court mainly bar and bench are the part of the judiciary or main ingredients. Rest staff, all those kinds of a thing can be managed. Accountability should be fixed on certain superintendent or certain chief judge who is looking after the court affairs or administrative work, and a responsibility should be fixed. If anyone is facing such kind of a corruption, if he easily approach or file a complaint, then the grievance should be properly given. So this corruption can be managed, but openly writing in the books and that books have image in the minds of the children that judiciary is a corrupt, that is a very wrong thing. It can be managed, that corruption can be managed, but corruption in level of judges you cannot do because they are independent. Then you can criticize in that manner, you can reduce the corruption. But here the corruption is court staff. You can easily reduce with the manage that accountability by fixing the accountability.
Okay, see, once again I am repeatedly saying that I am against
the
you
are against.
No, listen. I am against the title only. Whatever the contents, I do not know you have read the entire content of the chapter, but I have read the entire content of the chapter. There is nothing unusual that should be opposed tooth and nail, because they have only given the current picture. And the young minds of the 8th grade, who is 12, 13, 14 years, when they are going for the next level of the 10th and 12th, where the judiciary system, again the chapters also there, they cannot have a shock. In 8th we have studied about the judiciary as a wonderful thing. It's a whitewash, and in 10th they are different, in 12th different, and when I go to the LLB after 12th for 5 years course, it is different. That kind of a shock should not be there for the young minds. So it is a gradual. How you will put it is this one. And regarding the staff, again you are telling staff is separate in the judiciary system. Staff is not separate. Without staff, no court will function. Without filing, unless everything is electronically made, where there is no person is there, everything is automated with whatever the AI technology or whatever, which will take at least 30, 40 years, maybe much more. At least now we have the video conferencing system is there, where how the advocates and how the judges are speaking, the public can listen, and we have the electronic filing is there. So this part is a part of the transparency we are trying to bring in the system. So the lower level also the transparency should be brought in. Then the system will be there. With respect to again the chapter in the 8th standard for the NCERT, it is well placed chapter, except it is a totally ill placed title. That is what I am totally against, that a title cannot be like that. Okay, so you chase simply judiciary system, consequences, or whatever the title you want to do it. So anyway, now that Chief Justice has taken a decision to ban the books and recollect and redo it, so let us see how best they will be doing that on this particular issue.
And in conclusion में अपन यही बात पे मतलब conclusion में यही हम सवाल छोड़ेंगे हमारे viewers पे कि viewers भी एक अंदाज़ा लगाए कि ये बुक्स में पब्लिश होने से क्या रिजल्ट आएगा. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर ये करप्शन चैप्टर अगर है तो वो किस तरीके से बेनिफिशियल होगा या बैकफायर करेगा. अब तक जो भी अपने पास सिस्टम में करप्शन से, जैसा रेवेन्यू सिस्टम इज रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट इज़ द मोस्ट करप्ट डिपार्टमेंट, पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट इज़ द मोस्ट करप्ट डिपार्टमेंट. अब तक तो था, बट अभी दे आर चेंजिंग मेनी थिंग्स. सो अगर वो पब्लिश करने से क्या चेंजेस आएंगे, वी हैव टू सीरियसली थिंक. अवर व्यूअर्स ऑल्सो सीरियसली थिंक, एंड वो लोग को सजेस्ट करना चाहिए अपना अपना जो ओपिनियन है इन कमेंट बॉक्स, एंड वी लव टू रीड दैट कमेंट्स एंड वी विल रेस्पॉन्ड टू दोज कमेंट्स हु आर वेरी गुड कमेंट्स, एंड दोज हु थिंग्स दैट ये कमेंट्स पर वीडियो बनाएंगे, वीडियो भी बनाएंगे, उस पर डिस्कशन भी करेंगे. थैंक यू.